I needed to turn on my mic, huh? Hi, I just come back from tutoring my mystery class today, so I'm a little bit discombobulated, but I'm excited to be here. Let me think if I can remember what I was saying. My turtle is here today too, to see what was I saying before I realized I was muted. To come on in, to get cozy, and that we're celebrating Death in the Dice, my new release. I'm so excited. My new not complete series, but it's a brand new series. Give me a hello in the comments if you can hear me, if everything's working right. Oh, I was showing off my cup. That's what I was doing. Showing off my cup and seeing if you guys know what Delish Mode is from. If you do, let me know what it's from in the comments. That'd be fun. But I was saying, because this is a donut shop book, I'm going to have to make a new coffee cup to go along with this shop. I already have a link. Let me show you the logo. In the paper, it's in the book. It's is there a weird buzzing? Let's see if I can turn it off. Is that any better? Is the weird buzzing stopping? Let me know if it stopped. I had a fan going because I was hot. But did it stop? Anyway, let me know. The buzzing has stopped. Thank you. How are you guys doing? So here's the logo. It's a crazy. Okay, here we go. You see, isn't it cute? The little dragon and the donuts. And then it says Dead Horse Canyon right at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, it must have been the fan making the noise. So I turned it off. I'll remember next time to put it farther away from the... Anyways, we're here to celebrate Death in the Dice. I'm so excited. So on the way home today from the co-op that I tutor at, I stopped and got some donuts. A really nice, huge dozen of donuts. Like the sweetest lady. This donut shop didn't like had the most like seemingly boring name. It was just called Steve's Donuts. And I'd had their donuts before, but I came in to get the dozen to celebrate today. And the lady was hilarious. I walk in and she's like, "Hello, princess." And then my daughter's with me, and my daughter is a grown-up. She's 18, but she's a lot shorter than I am. She's like, "Hello, princess. Hello, little princess. I'll be right with you." And she helped the gentleman that were waiting before we got there. And then she came up, she goes, "What can I get you?" I'm like, "Well, I'd like a dozen." She goes, "Sure, baby, you can have whatever you want. You don't have to stop at a dozen. You can have as many as you want." And she's talking and being silly the whole time. She goes, "Here you go, princess," handing it to Zoe, and then handing me, I'm paying. And she goes, "Are you sure you don't want anything else? Because the more donuts you buy, the more I get to go shopping." And I'm just like, you don't know it, but you've just become a character in a future book. She was delightful. It was hilarious. My daughter and I were cracking up in the car because she was so sweet and like genuine with her sweetness, but she's having fun at work. You know, you've got to make work fun, right? It's one of those things that work is work, and there's a great benefit, a great emotional and confidence building benefit, but you got to make it fun or else it can be a drag, right? Okay, so I have some questions from readers here that I'm going to answer, but if you have any other questions, pop them in the comments. For now, in case you haven't gotten the book, there is the link to the book should be pinned to the top of the comments. But also, in case you got the paperback or you're waiting for your copy to come, there is a list in the back of the book that takes you to Maple, who is our main character's teenage daughter, her favorite game list. And so I'm going to post that right now so that if you wanted to go get your copy of her gaming list, you could. And that's just right there. I think you have to put your email in, but if you're already on my list, it won't double copy you. You'll just get the gaming list. You can see it the instant you're there. But it's Maple's favorite games. So, oh my goodness, I always get so excited and flustered whenever I'm on here. You would think that after doing this, I don't know, I haven't done this for every book, but I've done this at least 10 times now, right? That I should learn how to mellow out, calm down. It could be that I'm making coffee for myself and amping myself sugar before I start. That could have something to do with it. That's possible. So a lot of my questions that were directly about Death in the Dice, which is fun, but you don't have to limit your questions to this series. You can ask about any series. You can ask about what it's like to be a homeschool writer. You can ask about just writing life, editing life, whatever. And I'll answer as many questions as I can before time is up. But so I'll start with these questions first. So what inspired you to write Death in the Dice and the whole Donuts and Dragons series? Well, I love donut. It's a really bad thing in my life because I love them a lot. way, way too much. In fact, I'm going to have somebody help me eat these or I might eat them. But I also wanted really bad to write a culinary cozy mystery. However, I am not a good cook. So I had to think of what food do I know like the most about, like that I can describe, and that would be donuts. So it all started out with donuts, and then I'm like, well, what? I don't want just a donut shop, and I'm like, well, my family loves games, so I'm like, what if I can incorporate games into a donut shop? Wouldn't that be awesome? I would love. So way back when, 10 or so years ago, I went to Montana and there was a coffee shop. I think I've probably talked about this coffee shop before, but it was in the caboose of a train. And we're there having coffee with some friends and having ice cream with some friends. And way over on the other side of the coffee shop, there's like 3 tables set out right by this fireplace. And they're playing Catan at these tables. And I'm like, I want that. I want that in my community. I want that in my books. I want that everywhere. So I wrote it. I wrote a gaming store / coffee donut shop so that I could visit it while I'm writing and hope that someday it might materialize around me where I can go gaming at the local whatever shop, donut shop, coffee shop, and meet people through games because I love gaming. It's so much fun. I love gaming online right now. I'm halfway through Portal 2, if you guys know what that is, video game wise. And my son and I play that. And then when I get stuck, I call for my son and he comes and helps me out of that. But I'm also playing a game online, not online. Well, yes, online called Dredge. And that's a fishing suspenseful horror game. It's really fun. But I love card games. I love board games. I love strategy games. I love role-playing games. I love all the games. So that is how Donuts and Dragons, the shop, was born. And it morphed into Death in the Dice, which is the first book in the series. So let's see if I answered question 2 at the same time I answered question 1. How did you come up with the idea of combining a donut shop with a gaming cafe? I already did that. Already made that up. Plus it's quirky and it's fun and it's not something I've read before, but it's something that I know if I was even if I was like a teenager reading it, I'd be instantly excited about it. So that's why I wrote that. Let's see. Can you tell us more about the main character? Okay, so my protagonist is Remy McEntire. She is a middle-aged woman. She's a mom and a widow, and she's starting over with her best friend Hazel, starting the shop in the town of Dead Horse Canyon. And if you've been around for, maybe it's just out on my end, I don't know. Wi-Fi has been doing weird things around here recently, but I have 3 other books in a whole other series that take place in Dead Horse Canyon. So I plopped Remy in a town. It's a small little town, and a lot of death is going to come to it. But but so she's in debt. She's so back to Remy. She's resourceful. She has great instincts, but she's still a little raw from being widowed. She came back to her hometown, which is Dead Horse Canyon, but lots of things have changed. Lots of people have moved on. She feels like she's starting over completely. She's a little bit nervous to go to church because she doesn't want to get piteous looks or the bless your heart statements. She just really wants to respectfully move on and take care of her daughter. And that's who she is. So she's really good at reading people, which is perfect for a murder detective. And it doesn't hurt that she runs the donut shop where, if there's coffee and there's sweets, there's probably a little bit of gossip, which might help her solve a crime or two in the future. I named her Remy after, I thought it was a really cute name. And there is somebody who inspires me on YouTube who has a similar name. And so I stole that person's name, not that fan is going crazy. Not that Remy isn't like an original name. There's a lot of Remy's there, but so I picked her name because I wanted this character to be sweet but resourceful. And then I named her McIntyre because my crush as a tween was Joey McIntyre. So I was like, well, why not have my character married to somebody who might have a similar name? So that was really fun. That was really fun to put in there and hope that my loved ones and my relatives found it, because they're really the only ones besides you guys now who will know that's why it's written in there. So I thought that was a lot of fun. So that's Remy. What kind of mysteries and adventures can the readers expect in the series? Well, each book obviously is going to revolve around some kind of murder or mystery that takes place around the shop or its customers, or maybe in the gaming community in Dead Horse Canyon. That's what's going to happen. I'm already working on book 2. Book 2 is already a hoot. It's really fun. It's really fun to write. I can't tell you much more yet because I'm only a quarter of the way done with book 2. I'd hoped to have it done by now, but life got in the way, and that's okay. Next month is a rough draft challenge, and I will be focusing on finishing book 2 next month in April. So hopefully I'll get that done pretty soon. What else? 5. The 5th question is, did I do any special research for this book, like testing out donut recipes or playing games? Well, absolutely. I love donuts and I love games. So I did play a lot of games. I did investigate some newer games and tried to see if there was any other games that I could incorporate that maybe people hadn't heard of. And especially in Maple's list that I just shared in the comments, I have some games in there that might not be as mainstream as some others. So that was really fun. I personally am a horrible cook, like I said. So I did not write the recipes in my book. My husband did, and he is actually an award-winning chef. So that was really exciting to be able to pair with him and tell him what kind of donut I wanted and have him write the recipe for it. And hopefully he'll keep doing that throughout the whole series. And then by the end, we'll have this little cookbook full of donuts and delights that are in Dead Horse Canyon. So yeah, my research was delicious and a wee bit nerdy and a whole lot of fun. Let's see. What quirky side characters will readers meet in the book? Okay. First of all, you need to read the book, but Hazel is so sweet. Hazel is Remy's best friend, and she's the donut chef. She's the pastry chef. She's the foodie. She is great. She's spunky, a wee bit clumsy, but she is all heart. Everything she does, she pours all her heart into. And you're going to love Hazel. She's just so much fun. She helps take Remy's seriousness and make it a little bit more exciting and she like softens Remy. When Remy gets a little bit too detail oriented, there's always Hazel there to help her out. Plus, in this particular book, because it takes place in Dead Horse Canyon, you might run into some other Dead Horse Canyon citizens that you might already know. I'm not going to tell you who, but you might want to be on the lookout for some of those, especially obviously the sheriff, or actually the interim or the rotating deputy. He has to be there because he's the same deputy that takes place in all the Dead Horse Canyon adventures. Maybe I can get him to quit because he's kind of a booger. So maybe I can get him to quit eventually if I keep having too many crimes happen around him. Then there's also Maple, which is Remy's daughter. She's 15 going on 16, and she's sweet, and she is very encouraging to her mom, but she's also overcoming the loss of her father and getting thrown into this new community that she's never been a part of before. Even though her mom was raised there, she has not been raised there. So she gets to get in there and make some friends and some new experiences, and that's gonna be fun. Okay, let's see. Question: is there a romantic subplot, and what can I tease about it? There are a little bit of sparks in this book, in Death and Dice. In book 1, there are a few things in Death Dice, but I am planning for future things. So you'll just have to wait and see. Who will I name the love interest after I've killed off Mr. McIntyre. We'll have to see. What's death? A lot of culinary cozies, but I think gaming twist is what adds the most intrigue to the series, because I haven't read a book like that before. Maybe there is one, but I haven't read one like that before. So I think that was pretty fun. I know in Death in the Dice, games may or may not play a role in the death, the murder, the investigation. And in others in the series, I do plan to either have the gaming crowds, perhaps, or some other references to gaming things happen. There are little gaming hints throughout the whole book. So if you are a gamer, you might find some of those, which might answer my next question, which is, are there any Easter eggs? Yes, there are Easter eggs, and there's cameos, like I said before. There are little nods to previous Dead Horse Canyon cases, I guess you would say. There are some nods, again, to the gaming community and to gaming vocabulary is in there a little bit. Might be some inside jokes that you might get if you are more of a gamer or if you've just been around games. And donuts, of course, there's donut jokes in there. Okay, so what's next for the Donuts and Dragons series? When can we expect a big book 2? This is always the question that rattles my heart the most, because I want to give you book 2 immediately. I want it to be here for you right now, but it's still in here. And like I said, I've got a quarter of it finished, and I'm hoping to have the rest finished by April. So with all of the edits and cover and all those things that go into it after I've written the draft, and the revisions that go into after I've written the draft, it probably won't be available till summer. But I am hoping to have Donuts and Dragons 2 available sometime midsummer, hopefully in July. I'm hoping for July. So that's not too long to wait. It, of course, involves another shocking murder, more donut drama, and a little bit of a deeper dive into the gaming world than we got in Death in the Dice. But you'll see. You'll like it. And I've already got its title going, and I'll be sharing all of that in my newsletter. If you're not in my newsletter, you can go to the Maple gaming list and click that link, and that will not just get you the list, that'll also put you on my newsletter if you're not there already. If you don't just take a screenshot of the list, if you sign underneath if you put your email address in there, it'll send you right there. So those are all the questions I have from anybody. Do you guys have any questions for me? I don't know. I've been working really hard on this book. I've been working really hard on the launch. If you've been following my channel at all, this is what, the seventh video I've made about this particular series of me trying to launch it. And even though I do have news, I'm not going to give you the wrap up until next week when I'm able to see everything settle. And I do have the pre-orders have already been counted. I'm still waiting for the day of sales to be finished so that I can see how many I sold this day to see if I've met my goals. And then I'm waiting for this whole first week to go around. And so you can expect a video from me detailing the launch outcomes next Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday. But I'm open to answering any questions you guys have. Yeah, I'm kind of scattered from school and then having it on mute and then eating too much sugar. I've already had too much sugar. I've had a crumb donut, I think. Did I have a maple one too, or was I dreaming of a maple one? I don't know. But tonight I have, the kids have youth group, so I'm going to be going there in a little bit. So I just have a little while to hang on in case there's any questions or anything you guys want to know, or yeah, all that kind of stuff. I do like it to be a conversation. I'm glad the buzzing stopped. How are you doing, SL? You doing good? How are you doing, Jesse? So that lady at the donut shop, though, she was a crack up. She was a crack up. I wish I had that much personality to give to people when I met them. That much passion didn't work out. Because even though I have, I start the story with the mystery in mind. I know what the first murder is going to be. I also know what the clues usually are going to be that are wrapped around that murder. I'm not always 100% sure who the killer is. And sometimes that surprises me. I have a direction I normally veer toward. Like, I know I'm going to make up a name, Butch, to be the killer in this book. But that doesn't mean it's always him when I get to the end of it. Let's see. What do I like about reading mysteries? I really love mysteries that are either take you to someplace new and unique. Like right now I'm reading The Body in the Bookstore by Ellie Alexander. And the bookstore she's written in that book is so whimsical and fun. I wish it was a real location. I want to go there. I want to hang out there. So you either have to have a place like that in the book, or you need to have it humor. I love funny bits in books. I'm not that great at writing comedy. I'm trying to get better. I'm honing my skill on that. But I love funny cozy mysteries. Ones where I like almost snort. They're so funny. SL, how long before you get ideas for new books after finishing the first one? That's a great question. So for this particular series, I already have 4 basic plots in my head. So I know the next book that I've already started writing. I know what its general direction will be. I know the one after that. I know which character is going to be in peril after that. And I know what character it's going to revolve around, like the mystery is going to revolve around, but I don't have the crime ready yet. And then the one after that I have, so that's 4, right? 4 in total. Yeah. One after that, I do have the victim already planned out and the crime planned out, but I don't have anything else planned out. So I get ideas, but they're not necessarily plots. They're not necessarily plots. I am going to try something new this year. And I'm going to try to release 2 books in 1 month. Publicize my book launching, marketing and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that would be something new and different to do. But this summer, I'm planning to publish 2 books in 1 month, one at the beginning and one at the end. And we're just going to see, Gabrielle, let's see, how long how do you decide how long a series will be? That is really hard to decide. So there are 2 parts of my writer brain. Okay. There's the part that really loves the characters. I mean, every book I write, these characters are my friends. They're like my buddies, and I don't like making bad things happen to them, but I will anyway. So there's a part of me that always wants to go play with them, wants to go visit them and hang out with them and write another story. But then there's the business side of me where if a series isn't taking off, I need to work on that series to make sure either I can get it to take off better, or I need to set it aside and start focusing on other series. So right now I have 4 different series. I have the Honey Pot Mystery series, and that is 7 books long and a prequel, so 8 books. And at the moment, that one's finished. I haven't continued anymore on that one. Then I have the Paranormal Penny series. There are 10 in that one right now, and I believe there will be at least another 3, maybe 4 in that series. And then we'll see. If they do really, really well, then I'll keep continuing on those. But at this time, I have 3 or 4 of those left. Then I have the Massage and Murder Mystery series. That one has 3 currently, and I have the 4th one already written, and it's going to be going into revisions in a couple months. That one I can see being 4 to 5. So the Donuts and Dragons series, if it goes really well, I can write it forever. I can keep writing it. So basically, Gabrielle, I don't plan how long they're going to be. It's just when I run out of ideas or I have another character in my head that's so loud I can't stop, and I can't ignore them, and I have to write them down. So I do have I do not anticipate. Well, I have 4 dragons in my head. After that, I'll have to wait and see. That's all I have at this moment in my mind. The Massage and Murder Mystery series, I have 4 right now, and I could possibly have a 5th, but I'm not sure. And like I said, Penny is probably going to have another 3. But then there's a whole other series that I can't wait to introduce you guys to, which might only it depends how it does. Will 2 books be in 1 month be from one series? No, it's going to be 1 book it's going to be from 2 different series. Yeah, I'm planning, if the Lord helps me, I'm planning to launch I'm planning to launch 1 book, 2 in the summer, 1 in the fall, but that one also has a prequel. So that's kind of 2, but not really. So it's like 2.5, and maybe 1 more in, like in December, January. So I have that many on the list so far. So 1, 2. Yes. Another series, another Dead Horse Canyon series. I'm going to call it the Dead Horse Canyon Trio. And it's going to be 3 completely different series with completely different characters. I mean, they're like opposites of each other almost, all in the same town. And that has actually percolated something else in my mind that I might do later. But that's going to have to wait and see way down the line. Yeah, so I'm hoping to launch a whole other series this year. And, well, I'll tell you guys. I've got, just a couple more minutes. Your brain doesn't explode all ideas. It does. And then I just sit here staring into space. And I say the word a lot because I can't think anymore. It helps that I'm really, I don't know. I am slightly like neurodivergent. So you see Franklin, look at him go. Hello, Frank. So I think I'm like neurospicy. So I think that actually helps the ideas. I think that's why I have so many ideas at one time. That also makes it hard to write long series because I can't focus on one for too long because another one's already calling me. And I don't know what I was saying before that, but yeah. When I'm going to publish this year. Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys because you're here live. I'm going to tell you. And if you are watching the replay, you get special clues. So you got to keep silent about these for a while because I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm planning to release another Franklin, another Donuts and Dragons, and another Corky this summer. Then I'm planning to launch a brand new series it's a book one and a prequel in September, October. And then I'm hoping to launch another Penny in December or January. Those are my plans. Those are my plans as of now. I have most of those written or at least started. But it's been a while. I've taken a little bit of a writing break since I had in October and November, I wrote 100,000 words in 2 months, and that kind of did me in for a little bit. And then I started writing again in January and then got sick, and I tried to pick it back up in February and I got sick. So I decided to take March off and just focus on the launch and take it off of writing completely, and then dive into the Rough Draft Challenge in April and try to conquer one of the started books. But that's my goal for the rest of the year because I'm still shooting for that 50 by 50. And if I don't get 50 books out by 50, that's the ultimate goal. But if I don't get that out, then I'll just move it to 55 by 55. And that's my goal. So I think that'll be pretty crazy if I get there. And getting those books and those series out this year is definitely a help. Will help further that. But I have a lot happening this year. I have my baby, who I'm a homeschooling mom too. I think I've already said that, but my baby is graduating this year. So I've got like 9 weeks left with her before she graduates. She's not really going anywhere. She's got school plans online here, and I'm not really losing anything. It just, the rhythm of our life is going to change considerably in like in 8 weeks. And I'm really nervous about that. I'm really nervous that the lack of activity and schedule, because my schedule will completely change. I'm nervous that will throw off my writing. And so I'm really trying to get ahead of it before that happens. But at the same time, I don't want to rob myself of any time with my daughter for these last few weeks, because that's really precious. Oh, SL, you're always so encouraging. My goal, yeah, I'm trying. I'm not sure I'll get there. I know a couple of you guys are writers. Do you have any specific goals that you have for your writing life that you're aiming for? Because I would love to cheer you guys on with that too, because it's fun. It's one of the coolest things I get to do. There's homeschooling, which I absolutely love. I love homeschooling, and it was hard. And it's weird because it's almost over, but it's hard, but it's beautiful and it's worth it. And it's so much fun. And then right after homeschooling is writing. Even in homeschooling, we're always writing. It's just, writing has always been there. If my sister was still around, she is still around, but if she was still in the chat, he's here. That sounded like she was deceased. She is not. She is still here. She would tell you that I've been writing something like forever. And that's just how I am. So, yeah. So my 50 to 50 goal. Franklin is listening intently. Are you focused, bud? Yeah, he's being crazy. He likes when I sit here. I think either the vibrations in my voice either irritate him or he delights in it, and I can't tell the difference. Oh my goodness, it's already been 35 minutes. If you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. I'm just chatty. That's all I am today. Oh, I've got a potential spam call. Let me turn that off. I don't want to talk to you. I'm talking to my friends. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting. So if you have gotten Death in the Dice already, have you started reading it? If you've started reading it, whereabout are you at and who have you met? Have you caught any of the cameos yet? Because those were really fun to write. Those are really fun to write. So that's part of the fun. Oh gosh. Amazon's dropping off. See, look, I jumped. I'm not joking. So in my author bio, it says that I'd be snuffed out by chapter 2 in one of my own stories. And I'm not joking because I startled that bad at an Amazon package being dropped off. Yes, you started it. Did you? But yeah, I mean, somebody's coming out from the back. Are you guys okay? Yep. My family's in the back. You loved it. You loved the fun and cozy vibe. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks. You got it, but you haven't started it yet. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for getting it. It's good. It's a fast read. Some of my books I write fast paced on purpose, like not just fast paced, like I don't want to get word, but I write fast as in lengthwise and everything, because as a mom who runs around, drives people everywhere, has all these things to do, I don't normally have huge chunks of time to sit and read. So I wanted to make them manageable, like short enough to like snack size, like healthy snack size, not like nibble size snack size, like charcuterie board. Charcuterie board snacks for your mind. That's what I want my cozy mysteries to be. Oh my gosh, that turtle. All right, loves. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to celebrate. Thank you for getting the book. Thank you for getting the word out there. Thank you for supporting me during my grand launch experiment. I can't wait to get all the numbers and be able to tell you all the things that happened. I have like a couple days of big like promo ads coming up that will help this week go a little bit better. We'll see how close I can get to the number 1 new release in my category, which would just be culinary cozy. See how close I can get to that. Last time I checked, I was number 14. So that's pretty close. We'll see how close I can get to number 1, and I'll share that with you guys in a video. I can't thank you guys enough for making this time right now so much fun, but making the journey so much fun, because I don't have to go it alone. You guys are here with me, and I really feel like this community is something worth building and something worth having. And I am just really excited to be part of your lives, and that you guys read my books and get to know my characters, because there's a little bit of me in all my characters. So it really is, each book is an act of love for me, from me to you guys. And I feel like you guys being here with me is just a hug back. So thank you so much. I'm going to say goodnight and God bless and stay cozy. Bye.